Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Barnett. I hope that you're all doing so well. I miss you guys so much. I can't believe our school year is already over, but I want you to know that I'm still here for you. Your parents have my email and my phone number, so anytime you need to reach out, especially with the lessons that I'll be doing on the videos, please have your parents help you, and I'm here for you, okay? So what I thought we could do, since we can't be at school together right now, is I'm just going to do some short little lessons that you can watch, and you can watch them by yourself or with a parent or a sibling. They can help you, but if not, then everything that I'll be showing you is, are things that you can do on your own. So as always, as we always start our day, I'm going to read you a book. This is called Kitten's First Full Moon by Kevin Hinkes, and it has a Caldecott Award. Now, a word that you might hear in this book is the word spring, and that means to move or jump or rise up suddenly or quickly. So I want you to listen for that word as I'm reading this book, okay? Kitten's First Full Moon. It was Kitten's first full moon. When she saw it, she thought there was a little bowl of milk in the sky, and she wanted it. So she closed her eyes and stretched her neck and opened her mouth and licked. But Kitten only ended up with a bug on her tongue. Poor Kitten. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So she pulled herself together and wiggled her bottom and sprang from the top step of the porch. But Kitten only tumbled, bumping her nose and banging her ear and pinching her tail. Poor Kitten. Still, there was a little bowl of milk just waiting. So she chased it down the sidewalk, through the garden, past the field, and by the pond. But Kitten never seemed to get closer. Poor Kitten. So what is Kitten chasing after? The moon. There was still there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So she ran to the tallest tree she could find, and she climbed and climbed and climbed to the very top. But Kitten still couldn't reach the bowl of milk, and now she was scared. Poor Kitten. What could she do? Then, in the pond, Kitten saw another bowl of milk, and it was bigger. What a night! So she raced down the tree and raced through the grass and raced to the edge of the pond. She leaped with all her might. Poor Kitten. She was wet and sad and tired and hungry. So she went back home. And there was a great big bowl of milk on the porch, just waiting for her. Lucky kitten. So what was Kitten chasing after all that time? She was chasing after a full moon, wasn't she? But she was so young, she didn't know that that wasn't a bowl of milk, it was the moon. But it all worked out in the end for her, didn't it? All right, so boys and girls, today we're going to be looking at one of your sight words. It's a 4-letter word. It's going to start with the letter M and end with the letter Y. Do you think you know what the word is? Think about it for a minute. The second letter is A. If you have a pencil and a paper, maybe you could write this down. And also, you can pause the video anytime. That way you have time to think or to talk it out. You can pause it until you're ready to move on. Okay, do you think you know the word? I'm going to show you. The word is many. Although it's probably going to be backwards to you, and I just realized that. I'm sorry. But the word is many. M-A-N-Y. Can you write that in the air? M-A-N-Y. Can you write that on your hand? If you have a table or something in front of you, can you write it on there with your finger? Now, if you have a pencil and paper or crayons or anything to write with, I want you to go ahead and write it down on your paper so that you can see the way it looks whenever you write it. And if you don't have one yet, you can pause the video and go get one. And we'll wait. M-A-N-Y. What word is that? Many. Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase one of the letters, and you're going to tell me which one is missing. We do this whenever we're at school, don't we? Might be kind of tricky because it's backwards, but I think you can try your best. What letter did I erase? If you said N, you were correct. Okay, now I'm going to erase another letter. What's missing? If you said M, you were right. Ready? That time I erased the A. Last one. Probably the easiest one because there's only one left. What did I erase? The Y. So let's spell it together. M-A-N-Y. One more time. M-A-N-Y. What word is that? Many. Good job. Okay, so we've already talked a lot about this in our classroom, but it's been a while. We've had spring break and we might have forgotten, so it's really good practice to re-talk about things that we've already learned about. That helps us remember them for the future. So if you're in my class, I know that you have heard this before, but I want you to think about what are the 4 things that could be a noun. A noun. Think about what a noun is. And there's 4 different types. Okay, are you ready? Say them with me. A person, place, thing, animal. Let's do it one more time. Person, place, thing, animal. Now, I didn't do a very good job, but I tried my best to draw out a picture of each of these for you, just so that you can take your little mental picture and remember it. Okay, so the first one is person. So I drew a picture of a girl. She's got green hair. So there's our first noun, a person, which is a girl. And then next we have place, and that is a home. Home is a place, and that's where most of us are right now, staying home. The next one is a thing. So I drew a truck. A truck is a thing. And then last is animal, so I drew an owl. Okay, so all of these are types of nouns. Now, if you have a pencil and paper, I want you to write down one person. One person. And if you don't have a pencil and paper or something to write with, maybe you could get a little stuffed animal and whisper it. See, like right here, I have my puppet. Hi, boys and girls. And so I don't have a pencil and paper with me, so I am just going to whisper a person. Let me see. How about George Washington? That's a person. And if you need time to write this down, or to find an animal, or to find a person to tell your answer to, then pause the video and we'll wait. Now, the next noun is a, if you remember, I want you to say it. Person, place. I want you to think of a place, and you can write it or speak it. Your choice. I'm thinking of a place I wish I could go to right now. The park. The park. What did you think of? Now, what comes after place? Person, place. Thing. That's right. Good. I want you to think of a thing. There's so many things that we could think of. And you only need to think of one, but you can think of more than one. That's even better. I thought of one. A rock. A rock is what I told Elephant. What did you think of? Okay. Person, place, thing. What was the last one? Do you remember? I'll give you a hint. Animal. Good job. I'm thinking of an animal. I'm thinking of an elephant. What animal are you thinking of? Alright, I'm going to put elephant up for now, but we might bring her back out later. Bye, boys and girls. Bye. Okay, so we talked about the 4 different types of nouns. You hopefully either wrote them, or you spoke them to somebody or to a stuffed animal. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. So, right before spring break, we started learning about whenever we split something into two parts. If you remember what that's called, I want you to write it or to speak it. When we split something into two parts, what is that called? Did you say halves? If you said halves, you were right. When we split something into two parts equally, they have to be equal. One side can't be bigger than the other. We call that halves. And we practice this a lot in our class, but we're going to practice it again. So, if you want to do this along with me, then I want you to pause the video in just a moment and get a piece of paper, and I want you to draw a circle, a triangle, a heart, a square, an oval, and a rectangle. And when you're done drawing those, maybe you can get some help from somebody, but if not, I know that you all can do that on your own if you take your time and try your hardest. We're in no rush. That's the nice thing about learning on videos, is that there's no time limit. You can take however much time you need to. So once you have those drawn, then you can cut them out if you'd like, with child scissors or with adult scissors with an adult help. Okay, but don't use adult scissors by yourself. Make sure someone is there to help you. And once you've done that, then you can press play on the video again and join us right back where we are right now. So, we are going to take our shapes and we're going to try to find half of each one. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my shapes in half, and there's different ways you can fold them. And if I'm doing it wrong, I want you to say, no, no. And if I'm doing it right, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Okay? All right, here I go. Here's my first shape. Okay. Did I fold it in half? No. Look, this piece is so much bigger than this piece. That's not half. Let me try again. Is this half? Yeah. I want you to notice how the corners are matching. They're touching. So we know that that is half when we open it back up. So if I were to take my marker, which I have right here, and I'm going to color in 1/2. And if you have a marker or a crayon, I want you to do the same thing. Not perfect, but that's okay. I colored in 1/2. Remember, half means there's two equal parts. 1/2 is when one of them is shaded in on a shape. Okay. Next I'm going to do my oval. Okay, ready? I decided to do it differently that time. I wanted to go long ways. Is that half? It's hard to see. If I can flip it around. It is half. I'll show you when I color it in. So if you have an oval, Maybe you can fold yours in half. Doesn't have to be the same way I did mine. As long as both sides are equal. There's half. Next we have a square. All right, let's see. Is that half? No, look. The sides are not touching. This side, this part would be a lot smaller than this part. So I'm going to fix it. There. Is that half? Yes. But you know what? I think I want to try a different way this time. This time, instead of matching it side to side, I'm going to try to match it corner to corner. Watch. Now when I open it, is that half? It is. Shade in 1/2. Very good. Next I have a heart. If you drew a heart, then get your heart ready. Okay, here I go. Oh no, that won't be half, will it? One side would look like this, and the other side would look like that. That's not equal. No way. Let me try again. What if I folded it like that? Is that half? It is. I'm going to color it in. Okay, I have 2 shapes left. Triangle and the circle. So let's go ahead and do the triangle. Alright, I'm going to fold it in half. Here I go. Did I do a good job? I didn't? Why not? What's wrong with it? It's not equal, is it? No way. But if I folded it this way, is that equal? It is. There you go. One more. A circle. This one's pretty easy to fold in half, isn't it? It's hard to make a mistake on this one. Kind of reminds me of the full moon in the book we read today, Kitten's First Full Moon. Okay, I'm going to color in half. There is 1/2. So the circle is the whole, and when you color in half of it, that is 1/2. Okay, you guys did so good on that. So if you need time to catch up, pause the video and catch up on your own, and then you can play the video again whenever you're done. And if you're ready to move on with me, then we have one last thing we're going to do. But in order to do this, you do need paper, okay? So it doesn't have to be any kind of special paper. Any paper will do, all right? So once you have your paper, I've got mine right somewhere, right here. I want you to take just as many as you want. I would say no more than 5 pieces, but probably I would say 4 or 5 pieces should be fine, or 3, or however many you have. Okay, so you're going to take your paper and you're going to hold it long ways like this, okay? And we've done this before in class, and we're just going to make a little book, but it's going to be a special book because it's going to be observation journals. And we'll talk more about what that means in just a minute. So let's go ahead and get out our paper. 3, 4, 5 pieces should do. And I want you to fold them in half. But I don't want you to do one at a time. I want you to have all the pieces together like I do. And just make sure that the sides and the corners are together, okay? And then I just want you to take it and fold it in half this way so that you're going to have a little book. Okay. Now, if you have a stapler and an adult is there to help you or an older sibling is there to help you, then staple the side so that you can open it and it won't fall apart. But if you don't have a stapler, that's okay. You don't have to have one. You can just be careful not to lose your pages, okay? So this is going to be our observation journals, and this is something you can do every day on your own, all by yourself. You don't need anyone to help you with this. All you need is your little booklet that you just made and anything to write with. A pencil, a crayon, markers, anything you have, even a pen will work, okay? Now, have you noticed that the trees outside are starting to look a bit different? In the winter time, I want you to think about how they looked in the winter time. Did they have any leaves on them? Most of them don't. No, most of them, their leaves fall off. And they're just trees without leaves, right? There's not much on them. Now, it's springtime now. So things are happening to the trees. They're starting to change. I won't tell you how, because that's going to be part of your observation. Observation means to use your senses to learn more about something. So use your eyes to look at the trees, see what you notice about the way they look. Maybe you can listen to them. There are animals in the trees that make different sounds that you can hear. And also, whenever it's windy, you can hear the wind blowing through the trees. And it sounds different whenever there's leaves or flowers on the trees than whenever there's nothing on the trees. You can smell. You can certainly smell some of the flowers and the leaves on the trees. Maybe the bark has a certain smell. You can touch the trees. They definitely have a lot of things that you can feel with your hands, but I don't suggest tasting them, okay? So that's the one sense we're going to leave out of this observation. We're not going to taste them. So I want you to start today if you can. Maybe you can go outside or you can look out a window, and I want you to draw what you see on any tree. I want you to just pick one. I want it to be one that you can look at every day. So don't pick one that's at somebody else's house. I want you to pick one that you can look at every day. And I want you to draw or sketch what it looks like. Okay? So there's a tree right outside my window. And up until about a week ago, it didn't really have anything on it. It just had the big trunk and then the branches, but nothing really was on the branches. And I'm just going to do a quick sketch of what I notice about the tree. And if you have your paper ready and you've already done your observation, you can do it with me, but I just want to show you an example of what I am talking about. Okay, so this is sort of what the tree looked like about a week ago. But then I noticed something started happening to it. And this is a special kind of tree. And you see them a lot in Oklahoma. It's called a redbud tree. And what happens is these tiny little pinkish purple flowers start sprouting out of the branches. And right now when I look at the tree, there's not a lot of flowers. There's just, I would say, about half of what there's going to be. So I'm going to use my pink because it's about this color, and I'm just going to do a few little flowers, but not a whole lot, because I know there's going to be more to come. Okay. Now, that's about what the tree looks like right now. Okay. Tomorrow, I bet it'll have a few more flowers. Maybe it'll have some birds on it, some other things I can observe. So I can add, tomorrow I will not add onto this picture. Tomorrow I will do a new observation right here. And then at the very end of your journal, you'll be able to see how the tree looked like whenever you very first began to how it looks like on the day that you're all done with your journal. And also, if you would like to, a little extra challenge for you is maybe you can write about some of the things that you notice and some of the things you observe. So if I was going to write about the redbud tree outside, I would write that I see there's some flowers blooming, and there's also some flower buds on it that have not bloomed yet. I could also write that I hear some birds, and I noticed that there was a red cardinal on it eating some bird seed that I left out. And so those are some of the things I observed about my tree. What are some of the things you observe about the tree you're looking at? So